Okay guys, so today we're making spaghetti. I already have my ground beef cooking. Um, I'm using a non-stick pan. So I didn't have to put like no oil at the bottom or anything. And as you could see, it kind of like creates its own broth on its own. It'll end up going away once it's like cooked. But this is what it's looking at like right now. And then I have my water over here boiling for my noodles. So for today, we're gonna use this Prego sauce, flavored with meat kind. This is what I use for my sauce, nothing special. And then you're gonna need your noodles, your spaghetti noodles. You can use any kind you want, to be honest. I was supposed to get the regular ones, but by accident, I got the whole grain ones. So, oh wow. Today we're eating a whole grain. So for my meat, just to give it a little bit of flavor, I'm going to add a little bit of Lori's seasoned salt. Just a little bit, like I'm going to sprinkle it over. Like that's it. And I'm going to just mix it in. I just edited it out. So for my noodles, I like to grab like a little bunch of them. And then I just break them in half, throw them in. And I do that to the whole pack. So I don't think I mentioned this, but to your pot of boiling water, before you add the noodles, you're gonna add just a little bit of like oil or olive oil, just so that the noodles aren't like sticking to your pan or anything. And then I don't know if I mentioned this, but I'm using ground beef. You could use as ever much as you want. You could use less, especially because you're using a Prego sauce that's like flavored with meat. That's how our noodles are looking. And then for our meat, as you can see, like the juices have gone down. Okay, oh yeah. So now that I see that it's almost time to throw in the Prego sauce, I'm gonna add butter. I just added that much of butter. And I'm gonna let it I'm gonna let it start to melt in there. And once it's like almost all gone, I'm just gonna add the Prego sauce. And my noodles are ready. Now, I threw the sauce in, but a lot stays in. What I personally like to do is just grab a little bit of water, pour it in, close it up, shake it up, and throw the rest on there. In there. Because, I mean, why would you want to waste all that goodness? We're going to season it anyway, and I mean, it's just water. It's still going to stay thick, it's not going to water it up, and it gets all that stuff inside, like everything. So it's still thick. Gets all that leftover stuff, so saving your money. Oh, no. Now what I'm going to do is get some chicken. I'm spilling it. And I already threw in the sauce. I'm gonna do like 2. So at this point, I'm letting it simmer. And I just have a lid on it. If you don't have a lid, it's okay. And I've also already drained my noodles. So once it's simmered for a couple minutes, I'm gonna throw it on top of the noodles. I'm gonna let it sit for probably like 5 minutes. Now, just a little tip, I do wash out my jar, and you could either wash it out good, like with soap and everything, take off this part, and use it as like a cute little mason jar for drink, or in my case, iced coffee in the morning. Or I also save this jar with the lid at times, or any kind of glass jar, for when I cook with oil. And when I cook with oil, I let the oil cool down just a little bit, and then I'll throw it in here, because not everyone knows, but oil is really bad for your drain. Like, it could clog it or whatever, so you don't want that happening. So I put it in here, and then you throw it out that way instead of throwing it down your drain or just directly in the trash. More convenient.